Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Dawn. Happy weekend. Today, this is Saturday night, and I'm going to attempt this painting for the second time. So, the first time, I had my base colors too thick, and I kind of knew it right away, but kept going. And that's probably the golden rule that I broke. So I knew that something could and would go wrong. And it did. It came out horrible, but I loved my color layering. So what I'm doing is a split base, kind of a cross between a Dutch pour and a bloom. This is my no house paint pouring medium. And I'm doing a gold and metallic white pillow. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see where I kind of did the gold at an angle to take up about a third of the MDF round. So I'm going to do that again. I like that. But I have thinned these down considerably. I thought I could get away with a little bit thicker since my paints were thicker, but that turned out not to be the case. So I have to do it over. And I also kind of feel like my cell activator might have been a little thin. So I'm just going to add a teeny bit more titanium white to thicken it up a little. Not much. Get this. See if I can not squirt it all. Oh, there it goes. I was just going to say not squirt it all over me, but there I go, squirting it all over me. So 2 blueberry size dollops of Amsterdam titanium white and a really good mix to thicken it up again. So silly me, it was probably already the perfect consistency for what I'm going to do, but I thinned it with Australian Floetrol. And it wasn't thick enough to sit on the top long enough for me to blow it out. And I'm blowing this out in 1 section at a time, divided by 3 sections. So I liked my color order, and I'm going to repeat that, but I also added a color, and I'll just go through them as I put them down. Okay, so I have this a bit thicker, but still going to make cells. So let me get I'm going to put my white on first. Doing a few things differently on this one. I'm putting my white on first this time. And I'll blow it out a little bit and see if I have enough paint. Okay, I think that looks good. This consistency is a whole lot better than it was yesterday when I tried this. The gold yesterday was especially thick. So my base colors are, this is my regular No House Paint Bloom pouring medium with Artist Loft metallic white. This is my pouring medium with Artist Loft light gold and 4 drops of Golden's quinacridone nickel gold in this cup. After it was thinned and everything, it was just about maybe 8 ounces. So, you know, I didn't need as much as I thought I was going to need. Okay, so I do want to make sure that it is down over my edges. So I'm just going to add a little more where it's lacking. And then, just to give me something for the paint to ride on, a line right there, just inside of the white. And I'm pretty sure I have enough white here to flow over. I've only got a couple of bare spots. Not going to worry overly much about those. I think those are pretty okay. Okay, and then a line of white just inside the gold margin. Just like that. So this is sort of a Dutch pour, but I am using a cell activator. So I guess you could also consider it a bloom vine. You can call it whatever you want. Let's see. Best position for putting down the paint is this. So last time I started out with this little piggy Grenache. And I'm putting it right on the line. Oh, you know something? I'll add it afterwards. I need another 2 narrow lines there as well. Get my head out of the clouds and get this down. And I also feel like I didn't use enough paint when I did this yesterday. Which is why I'm pouring it directly out of the containers this time. And then I used the Amsterdam Brilliant Yellow. And big surprise, Amsterdam Reflex Rose is going on top of that yellow. And my colors are actually thicker than my base. So I'll keep my fingers crossed that it works out. And then this little piggy tail feather. These are not the consistency of a bloom. They're probably halfway between bloom consistency and a regular acrylic pour consistency. So it is thin enough to drizzle, but thick enough to hold its own. And then I'm actually adding in this. This is equal parts Amsterdam Phthalo Blue and Phthalo Green. I did not have this in the first one, and as I was looking back at the video, I realized I needed something a little bit brighter than tail feather for the effect I was looking for. So I had a little bit of this left and figured this would be just what I needed. Add just a little more if I can squeeze it out of the cup. So the reason I have my paints thicker is so that they will hold up the cell activator. And thicker paints don't blow as far. So it's a bit of, I created a bit of a challenge for myself in this. And then this little piggy horizon. I don't know why I'm worrying about getting right to the edges, because that's just going to blow off. Not doing a very good job cleaning up my cups, but it's fine. And this is Amsterdam Pyrrole Red. Just going to do a quick once over looking for dog hairs, because those are not good. And then a torch. So I had the pouring medium mixed up since last week, and I've had most of the colors mixed up since a couple of days ago in preparation to do this. So they're not overly bubbly, which is good. All right, so I forgot to add my drizzle of white along the sides. It is bumped up a little bit from the weight of the paint pushing the base out, but I just want to make sure that I have that little extra for the paint to ride on. And I'm ready for cell activator and ready to blow. Oh good, it's sitting right on top. And here we go. Not too bad. All right, pretty happy with it so far. I'm going to keep sticking my fingers in the paint. Not too bad. It would have wanted a little more color here, but I'm not going to mess with it. I might have blown too much that way initially, but this is fine. This is perfectly fine. I'm happy with this. And I'm going to blow into the cell activator a little bit. And then I'm going to give it a spin just to settle everything out. Oh, I got some cute little cells from doing that. When you blow directly down into the cell activator, you can see it stretch and see the little dots of color pop up. So you know that it's going to break up enough. It's really just a matter of stretching that cell activator. Okay, I'm about to make a mess here. So I'm going to put some gloves on. Probably should have had them on to begin with. Now this is going to be just a gentle spin. No crazies. And I'm sort of debating if I want to skewer a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me try a couple of things and see if I like it. Yeah, it does kind of spiff up some of these areas that are a little boring. Yep, definitely happy that I did that. It just needed a little something. And I think that's enough. I don't want to mess with it too much. All right, I'm going to give it a little spin. This is so much better than the first try. Unfortunately, some of these outer edges that weren't so nice are spinning off. I don't want to take it too far though. I just don't want to leave a mound of paint on here to dry. Okay, I think I could comfortably go a little further, but maybe offset. Oh, and she is stuck. So, that's going to take some effort. All right, so I'm going to give it another spin just as it is. I may have to leave it right on here until it dries and peel it off. I'm pretty happy with this. Very, very pretty. Interesting color palette. I really like it. I wasn't sure when I put it together if it was going to work, but it does work. And I love the shock of Pyro Red. All right, I'm gonna clean up and bring you in for a close-up. Okay, so this is another big one. A little challenging to get it all in the frame. And I did manage to pry it carefully off of my spinner. It was only stuck in one spot, but it was stuck very well. So this will not show its true glory until it's dry, I have a feeling. I can see a lot of sparkle, but let's have some flash. Yeah, that's helpful. So I can see a lot of sparkle. And I do think she's going to dry very vibrant and beautiful. Grenache showed up really, really well. If you look really close, you can see some tail feather. So, yeah. Once it's dry, we'll wrap up this video. Be back shortly. Now, this isn't completely dry yet. The center 2/3 are still... You can see they're still wet. It's early in the morning, and I did this painting late in the afternoon yesterday. But I did want to wrap this up quickly so I could get the video uploaded. And I will say, I love how this gold base is drying. I love the swirls and the texture, which is visual. It's not physical. So if I ran once this is dry, if I ran my hands across this, there's no texture, it's just visual because of all the metallics and the gold. And then the, find a good area of white. This is drying very, very metallic, so I love this. And the one area that I was concerned about, or rather the one color that I was concerned about, was this, how it looks sort of brown. But when you shine light over it, it's actually the Grenache that just looked a little brown while it was wet. And it is infused everywhere. So the takeaway for having to do this a couple of times before I got it right was that if you're working with thinner paints, no house paint pouring medium, is that sometimes your cell activator needs to be a little thicker. I did get really, really well-formed cells and some really pretty lacing that I'm very happy with. You see how that looks brown? And then once you get over it with the light, it's actually sparkly red, so it is the Grenache. But yeah, the thicker cell activator definitely did make a difference, and this is spectacular. I love that. That's the cell activator blowing out over the gold base. So I think this is going to be just spectacular once it's fully dry and resined. I do love this piece, and I'm glad I finally got an opportunity to do it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. I look forward to bringing you more content as we go forward and changing it up a little bit, doing some things that are outside of my comfort zone that I'm going to teach myself to do correctly. I'm not sure what's coming up next, but I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching. Take care. Hope you have a great week. See you soon.